So this session is called Social Networking in Real Time. It's kind of a bit of an in-joke between colleague Andrew, Helen and myself, where we're talking about, well, firstly, how important networking is, but, you know, that thing about doing things in real time. So I've got a little bit of spiel that I'm going to give you first. Hope you'll forgive me. Okay. So the landscape of the film and media industry has been changing rapidly, driven in part by technology, and now that landscape is being just as rapidly shaped by the global recession. On Monday, the Culture Minister, Ed Vaizey, began to put flesh on the bones of the new funding structure for the film industry. The BFI, the British Film Institute, is taking over as the distributor of lottery funding from April 2011. And Film London has been given responsibility for attracting inward investment for film into the UK as a whole. He also outlined plans to reshape the regional support network, which, you know, if you subscribe to the South West Screen e-bulletin, you'll have had that information through. So the current 9 regional screen agencies are going to merge into Creative England, which will be a simpler structure comprising of 3 hubs: Creative North, Creative Central and Creative South. So, what can we do as a sector to ensure that Somerset is not overlooked? Because there's going to be a lot of people clamouring for their attention. Well, for a start, we can celebrate the achievements of all those involved in the industry, and throughout this next session we're going to be profiling some of the companies and freelancers and their work. Now, for some time, Somerset County Council has been advocating a range of creative industries hubs. Now, hubs are by no means a new idea, but it could be that the timing of one for the film and media sector is crucial. In a moment, we're going to be hearing from Ian Rogers, who's been involved in the already established music hub in Somerset, and also we're going to hear from all of you. We get you to do a little bit of an activity. But first of all, I'd like to introduce Rob Jones, who's been advocating hubs, and but probably the most important thing you need to know about him is he's a documentary filmmaker in his spare time. Rob.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. As you said, I'm Rob Jones. I'm head of arts and head of culture and creative industries for Somerset County Council. The hub's ideas come around after a lot of work that I've done, working with local businesses, local arts organisations, local people, to see what was really needed in Somerset to move the creative industries forward. A lot of people have told me the one thing they really want is access to networking, the ability to talk to like-minded individuals, meet businesses, sell their work, collaborate in any way they can. But having just one group in Somerset that does that is not effective, because you'll end up mixing with people that may not necessarily be the sort of people you want to sort of be introduced to. So we came up with an idea about 8 months ago of establishing creative hubs across the county. Now, these look at little areas of their own. So you've got film and media, you've got music that you'll hear from in a minute, you've got design, you've got the written word, whole range of them. And what they do is they bring together people in Somerset who are all like-minded. For example, with film and media, it's all filmmakers, it could be engineers, it could be technicians. We give the opportunity to talk, meet, share work, share ideas, and also maybe find crew, for example. Now, the main aim for the hub is eventually to become very sort of physical. So there'll be a whole range of networking activities, there'll be a whole range of stuff that's happening. A bit like today, this is a classic example of really effective hub activities when people are coming together and they're discussing the subject. But for now, what we're doing is we're establishing online networking, and we're using social media to bring people in Somerset together. So, Create Somerset is the name for the Somerset Creative Industries Network, which is the network of hubs which will be set up over the next the coming future. And it's based on 3 main things. First of all, we have an active blog. Now, the blog on site, you'll get a link to it. It's on WordPress. If you look for Create Somerset, you'll find it. The blog is where people in Somerset who've shown real expertise within a particular part of the creative industry or real passion are putting up messages, putting up information, sharing their thoughts and ideas with everyone who wants to have a look at it. And through that blog, we're then linking to other people's, right, not just in Somerset, not just in the southwest, but as far afield as we wish to. We're also using specific social media sites like YouTube, where people who are making work in Somerset, making films, for example, can upload their information and they can collaborate through that. So it's effectively what we're trying to do is to gather together everything that's been done within the county into one place. MySpace, music, Flickr, photography, and then we've also got the core networking, and that's being done through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and other sites. And what we've done is we've designed these so they're all linking in together. So if you're a friend on Facebook to Create Somerset, you're also going to find your way into all the other sites that we've got so you can keep track of everything that's going on. And I'm in the process at the moment of linking all of these social media together. So if we have an update on MySpace, it comes out on Facebook or it comes out on Twitter as well. So you're constantly kept up to date, not with just what your hub's doing, but also with all the other hubs are doing. And that's how we're pushing it at the moment. So that's how that's going to run. That's now open, so anybody wants to join, Google Create Somerset. You should find it. It should be picked up. If not now, then it should be in the next couple of days. It's coming sort of, it's on Facebook. It's probably your best way of finding it straight off. And then after Christmas, we're going to look at the actual physical structure. So Create Somerset needs a physical board. It needs a group of people to run it. And that group of people will become the lead for the creative industries. And they'll hopefully be all businesses, all creative people who will be working for the benefit of Somerset. And that's what our ambition is. And to give you an idea of how a hub really can work, Somerset Music is our most established. It's the longest running. It's the one the film and digital media one's been based on. It's been working with the film industry now for about 2.5 years. I'll bring Ian on because he's the chair of the Music Hub and he's got more information. But if you want to know any more, just let me know.
Hello, Rob. I haven't really prepared anything. So what I'll do is I'll introduce myself. I'm Ian Rogers. I own the Orange Box, a live music venue, and through that I was voted in as chair of the Somerset Music Hub. Been working in the professional live music industry for about the last 10 years, on and off, across the country as a promoter, venue runner, all sorts of bottle washer, toilet cleaner, all sorts of different bits and pieces. The hub, the Somerset Hub, was initiated about 2.5 years ago at a meeting in Glastonbury by Bristol Music Foundation and the South West Music Forum. And the idea was to pull people together that are working professionally or unprofessionally in the area so they could communicate and make links and effectively put a directory together so that those people could pool their resources. A saxophonist in Shepton Mallet wants to find a jazz band, then what they do is come to the directory, come to our website, and they can find those networks. That's how we started. A few of us got together. There are industry professionals involved, myself, promoters, there's a couple of music managers operating at quite a high level, a couple of producers. Rob's very involved from the county council as well, so we've got a constant kind of finger on the pulse about what's happening creatively in our area so that we can develop it and take it forward. Some of the things that we've achieved, we have a directory, a physical directory, which is updated every few months. That's in an online format. And also we try and print one every year, but funding's now, as we all know, quite difficult to find. So that's regularly updated and updated and released. We also try as much as we can to network between musicians, industry professionals, people trying to put demos up, get in touch with music labels, trying to get in touch with festivals, and we act as a kind of conduit for that, so people can use us to go forward and hopefully forward their careers. We've also organised several industry kind of networking days. We had one in Taunton in the Perfect Fifth, where we put people from major record labels in the same room as some of the people that were trying to take their careers forward. We also had professional musicians. Alex Lee from Placebo, he was one of the guys that came down and spoke to musicians in the area about how to take their careers forward. So what we're trying to do is put these industry professionals directly in contact with people that are trying to develop their careers and give them the tools to be able to take their careers forward. There's no shortcuts, and that has to be illustrated. So sort of the hub's not a conduit for a shortcut to success. What it can do is equip you with the tools to take your career forward in an intelligent way. And one of the other things we've put together was this CD. I've got copies if anybody wants one. What we did was we sent that across Somerset for people to submit work. We got over 100 submissions to this, and through a link that we have with John Parrish, who plays with PJ Harvey and produces an awful lot of her work, he sat down, went through some of the songs, picked out the 14 and curated the CD for us. This we took away and we reformatted and remastered, and we released this nationally last year. So this has gone all over the country, and some of the artists on there now are actually working with John Parrish, and they're working with Alex Lee, and they're working with other professional musicians. The upshot of which was that 4 or 5 of the guys off of this CD played at the Bristol Fringe, which happened last weekend. So quite successful, we're putting people in touch, and that's kind of what the hub does. Our overall arc, we haven't really sorted out yet. We're kind of in stasis at the moment in some ways, because obviously with funding being difficult, we've operated on a lot of goodwill from people in industry and people with professional contacts. What we'd like to do is obviously pull down some funding to create another CD and have that as an ongoing rolling thing, and also create contacts and move it forward. How and where, we're not really sure yet. We're having a meeting after Christmas and we'll be discussing our future then. But the hub exists. It's a firm organisation, constituted body that will be taking full advantage and opportunity of anything that comes our way, really. That's kind of, I'll answer questions in a bit, it'll be easier then. So that's us.
Thanks very much, Ian. Thank you. So in a moment, I think we'll get on to some topics, and we'll come back, and I've no doubt we'll bombard you with questions.